I hate to say it, but it really is your phone. Your cause of suffering, the reason why you feel disconnected from your life, the reason why you set goals and feel like you're never really able to accomplish them, it really is because of your phone. And I know that we have all heard from our parents in our teenage years or online from self help gurus, or I don't even know, any academic article that you read about attention span and are iPhones really good for us? Is technology really good for us? Is scrolling really good for us? It's not. It's not. And it really is that phone. And today, I'm not going to be another person telling you to get off your phone. What I'm going to be talking about today is the fact that this little device, this brick, has honestly changed my life in the past 30 something days. I have changed my habits when it comes to my phone and scrolling entirely. And I am not sponsored by this product. However, I did buy a brick very randomly, very sporadically. It was honestly one of those impulse decision buys that I had towards the end of, I don't know, my scrolling issues. I got a brick and I have used it for the past 30 something days. And let me tell you, I have genuinely seen a change in my life, not just when it comes to my attention span, not just when it comes to how connected I feel to my life, not just when it comes to my day to day and how much more I'm actually able to get done. My life, my outlook has genuinely changed ever since I stopped scrolling on TikTok and Instagram, when I started blocking myself from Amazon and Depop and Etsy, the places where I would go and impulse buy items because I saw something online that I felt like I had to see. I have changed my online habits entirely over the past 30 days. And I cannot believe how much I feel like my perception of time, how much I feel like my perception of my attention, and just the things that actually make me feel fulfilled has changed. And it is because of the brick, but it was because of my choice to choose a better relationship with my phone. And today I am going to be sharing with you some of the reasons why I think you should stop scrolling based on the lessons that I have learned over the past, I don't know, 35 days. How many days actually has it been? Let me look. I have had it for 33 days. And since having it, I have had my phone bricked for 747 hours, which comes to a total of almost 31 something days. So, over the last 30 something days, I have spent an average of a little over 4 minutes per day where I let myself go on Instagram or TikTok or Amazon or Etsy or Depop, because those are the apps that I was having a problem with in the past. So I feel like I have really changed my habits on social media. I have really changed my habits on my phone. I have changed my habits in my life and what actually gives me true dopamine. And I want to talk about it with you today because I needed to do this. I have seen this device online and been talked about, and I'm like, why would I pay $60 for this? And I'm so happy that I did. Do I feel a little lame that I can't just delete the apps off my phone? No, I don't, because it is a part of my job. I am literally a social media manager by day. So I do have to look at these apps from time to time. I do have to buy my cat's food off of Amazon from time to time, or other random stuff off of there as well. And, do a little shop on Depop every once in a while. However, I feel very good about myself, and I want to share with you some of the lessons that I have learned over the past 33 days, because it really is that phone. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of To Be Known. If you're new here, my name is Makayla Morman, and I'm your go-to girl when it comes to anything personal development related in your 20s. If you're older, if you're younger, I do not care. I am just happy that you are here, because today we are talking about something that we all need a reality check on, which is our phones. And I have seen so much content. I have had so many conversations with people about how scrolling is literally the death of us. It is the death of any creativity that we have. It is the death of any original thought. It is the death of our lives as we know it, because we are not going out in the world and actually living. We are too busy spent looking at a glass screen. And that's fine. That's fine. I guess that's the new way of living. However, I do not want to do it anymore. I have changed. The past 30 days have chemically altered my brain, and I am so happy for it, because I have realized what actually drives me as a person, what I'm actually interested in, and what I want to do moving forward when it does come to my life, when it does come to my day-to-day, when it does come to my bigger vision goals. And the first thing that I want to share with you when it does come to changing your phone habits and getting this brick is that when you really take it seriously, when you really get off of social media and you brick yourself, or you just stop scrolling as much as you used to, you realize just how much energy you were losing due to your scrolling habits. I would use scrolling as a brain break between meetings in the middle of the day when I'm at lunch or having lunch at home, or when I just feel like I need to numb myself out at the end of the day. I would go and scroll on TikTok mostly, or Instagram, and I did not realize how much it was sucking my energy towards the end of the day. I feel as though since I've stopped scrolling, I have gained so much more time back throughout my day, because I did not realize how I was actively scrolling, maybe a little bit in the morning, a little bit in the midday, a little bit in the afternoon, a lot at the evening. I didn't realize how much time I was actually losing, and how that scrolling was literally draining my brain, where I felt like, even though I needed to numb out and I felt like it was allowing myself to have a little bit of like a recharge moment, it was actually making it more difficult for me to go into the task that I was planning to do after scrolling. And then I would just want to go back to scrolling. It is such a sick cycle that you can get into when it does come to scrolling. I know that you're probably like, ugh, I do this in my life and it's normal and it's fine that I'm doing this. But guys, it is not normal. You will have so much more mental energy to take care of life, to take care of yourself, to connect with your loved ones, to actually do the things that you want to do when you get off of that phone. I remember hearing a line. I don't remember if it was in a podcast. I don't remember if it was in a book. I don't remember if it was something that I was watching while I was scrolling. But I remember someone saying, people who claim that they are busy are really just wasting their time scrolling on their phone. We are all busy. We all have things on our plate and in our lives that do cause us stress. And I'm not taking that away from anyone by repeating that line that I heard. However, when I first heard it, it cut through me, because I knew that I was claiming this title of being stressed, of being busy, of being overwhelmed. And don't get me wrong, I have a lot on my plate. If you are a listener here on the podcast, you know that I work full time. I am a master's student. I have this podcast. I have my own life that I'm trying to handle, and people that I'm trying to see, connecting with my loved ones, taking care of my cats, just actually trying to enjoy my life, and other creative projects that I got going on. However, I was claiming this title of being busy and letting it control my life without actually thinking about how I was truly managing my time, because I was making excuses for my scrolling time. I was making excuses for the hours that I was losing mindlessly scrolling on my phone. And I was claiming this title of being busy, of being overwhelmed, without actually thinking about what I really had going on, because I wasn't taking into consideration my scrolling time, my screen time. And when I cut that out, I was able to look at my life and understand that my baseline for stress is a lot higher than I previously thought that it was, when it does come to how many things I could handle in a day, when I am not wasting my time scrolling on my phone, when I am not on TikTok, when I am not on Instagram, when I am not constantly comparing myself to other people, constantly getting sucked into this vortex of content that's just trying to keep me hooked and keep me on there. I just realized that I was wasting my time, and that my life is actually a lot more balanced than what I previously thought it was. That I have a lot more time in my day to do things to make me feel good, to nurture my mind, my body, my soul by choosing to use 10 minutes to do something beneficial to myself and for my life rather than using that 10 minutes to scroll on my phone. And it sounds so simple, but until you cut out your phone, until you choose to not scroll and to be more intentional about your time, you don't really realize it. And honestly, hearing a line like that can be very annoying to listen to. However, it is the truth. So if you are someone who's living life where you feel overwhelmed, where you feel busy, where you feel like you have so much going on that you cannot fathom anything more added onto your plate, look at how you manage your time. Look at your screen time. Look at how much time you spend on social media scrolling. Be honest with yourself. Do you have an issue with your phone? Because I did. I realized how much of an iPad kid I was as an adult. And trust me, I was an iPad kid when I was younger. Like I fully had an iPad and I was playing games all the time. And my phone usage, I think slowly but surely, like ate away at my ability to feel like an individual, to feel like I had interests outside of my phone. I think I lost a lot of who I was because of what I was consuming. Like I lost my drive to write poetry, to journal, to just write anything. And as I've gotten older, I've reconnected with that and I've realized how much my inability or like my frustration or my block with writing stems from how much I am on my phone. I look back at the things that I left behind, like how I did dance and how I did soccer and my self-confidence throughout my teenage years and how I lost it over time because of my phone. When I am the most critical of myself, it is when I am spending the most time on my phone. It really is the phone. And after the past like 30 days, one of my biggest takeaways, other than the fact that I actually realized that I actually have more time in a day than I thought I did, is the fact that I feel so much more present in my life. I feel like my attention span has strengthened again. I feel like I could actually watch a TV show and not even look at my phone once. Was I able to do that before when I was able to look at TikTok and Instagram willy-nilly? I was watching a TV show and scrolling on my phone at the same time, which is very normal in today's world. Like it's kind of expected that that is what people do. But it's not okay. Like, that's not okay that that is the norm now. We should be able to sit and focus and give our all, our awareness, our presence to one thing at a time. I feel like it's also made me a better communicator with people. I feel like I've become a better listener because I want to be very present in the moment. I want to be present with myself. I want to be present with my life. I want to be present to the world around me. I want to be more aware of taking photos of things and how food tastes and what I'm making to make myself happy, such as food, or such as the things that I write or the things that I am creating, off camera and in my life right now. What actually matters to me is presence, is creation, is the fact that I am creating value in my day to day by actually being a part of my life than scrolling through it, than being numb, than just trying to exist rather than actually live. And I feel like when we scroll, we're just letting the days go past us. We're just letting the hours and the minutes sort of flow outside of us. We're not actually attached to our lives because we are too busy being attached to the things that we see on a screen that we forget to actually live. We forget what actually matters to us. We forget that we're allowed to have as much confidence as we want, that we don't need to have a 12-step skincare routine, that we don't have to look a certain way in order to be seen as valuable, that we don't have to have an intense amount of productivity to have a life that is worthy. We are allowed to just exist and to just enjoy and to give our all to one thing at a time. And that's what I realize I love to do, is that I love to give my all to one thing at a time. When I write, I write. When I watch TV, I watch TV. When I am having a conversation with someone, I am having a conversation with them. When I am on a walk, I listen to nothing and I just observe and absorb. And I like to play a game of I Spy with myself and try to see how many new things I can notice on a walk that I go on once or twice a day in my neighborhood. I try to notice something new every single time that I go out. And I don't know. I feel like my life has changed in the past 30 days, that my perception of myself has changed. I don't care about things in the way that I once did. And I know it's only been 30 days and you're probably like, oh my God, you are being so preachy right now. But I am being so honest, you guys. Like, I have really taken a step away from to be known and have looked at my life and have just reevaluated a lot of things. I've reevaluated a lot of my values and what I actually want out of life. I've tried to get a lot of clarity while I've taken this sort of hiatus with myself, and getting the brick for the last 30 days and allowing myself to reconnect with my life, to reconnect with my values, to reconnect with the things that genuinely bring me pleasure, that bring me joy, that bring me purpose. I feel ready to conquer life again. And I think that I was going through a bit of a dark patch before I got the brick. I felt like something was up. Something was up, something was off, and I needed to change something. I needed to change my outlook. I needed to change how I was living my life. I needed to change something about my day to day. And I have changed a lot of my outlook on a lot of things. And I realized that my phone scrolling, the messages that I was receiving from algorithms, they were doing something to my brain that genuinely wasn't serving me. I feel like I am able to have so much more of my own thoughts than I felt like I had before. I think I'm having more realizations, more and more and more, just about how I want to show up, how I want to live my life, how much more gratitude I have than I previously thought I did. And I think it's because I've gotten off my phone and I've gone into my life and actually started to connect with it again. I am not trying to tell you how to live your life. If scrolling is something that genuinely brings you joy, it's something that genuinely brings you passion, and you absolutely love being on your phone and you love scrolling on Instagram and TikTok and just getting lost in the things that you see, by all means, keep going, keep living that life. However, if I know anything, I know that you probably don't feel that way. I know that life probably feels overwhelming, that you probably don't know what to do with your life, what to do next other than be on that phone. And I know that because I was there. But you can take control of your life again. You can claim your power. You can claim your energy. You can invite magic into your life again when you get off that phone. And I am not sponsored by Brick at all, but if you need a tool to help you get off your phone, there are a plethora of tools out there that you could use. I know Brick isn't the only one. However, it is the thing that I chose to use to help me get off my phone, to help me have a better relationship with my screen time, with my life, with my attention. And it just makes me feel so happy that out of one of the impulse buys that I bought, because I kept seeing the brick, I kept getting advertisements for it, I made the right choice and I made a purchase and a decision that genuinely I feel like has exponentially changed my life over the past 30 days and will continue to, the more and more and more I decide to claim power over my life rather than let my phone devour me. Like, I do not want to be devoured by an algorithm anymore. I want to enjoy and savor life. And that is the distinction that I feel like has really been wired into my brain over the past 33 days. With all of that being said, live your life how you want to. But if you want to get off that phone, get off of it. You are not going to miss out on anything. If anything, you are missing out on life right now because of your phone. And I know I'm posting this on social media. I know that I am getting your attention from the algorithm, blah, 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 whatsoever. You could call me a hypocrite for posting this on here for you to see. However, I don't claim that because I genuinely want you to live a better life. I want you to choose what content you consume. I want you to choose to create a life rather than be consumed by it. That is what I want for you. And it really is that phone. It really is that phone, you guys. I hope that I wasn't too preachy today. I feel like I just really wanted to share this with you because I have taken a hiatus from To Be Known because I really needed to recenter and focus on myself. And I just needed to get off the screen. I needed to just let myself breathe and live life. And I want that for you too. And that's really at the heart of this is getting off your phone helps you actually live. And I want that for each and every single one of my listeners, for them to live a life that feels aligned, that feels fulfilling, that feels purposeful, that just feels good. I just want you to feel good. And this is something that I have added or changed about my life that has helped me feel good. And I hope that you choose to do this. I hope that you choose to get off your phone and to claim your power and to step into your life and to invite magic in. If you've made it to this point in the episode, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for giving me your time and your attention. It means so much to me that you are just connecting with me here today on To Be Known. And I would love to hear from you in the comments down below. Drop where you're listening from. Drop your favorite takeaway from today's episode. Please comment down below. It makes my heart so warm to hear from you, and I will try to respond to all of the comments. And if you liked today's episode, please give this video a thumbs up. If you are watching on YouTube, click subscribe. If you are listening on Spotify, please give this podcast a 5-star review and follow on there as well. And if you really want to follow along the To Be Known journey, check me out on Instagram and TikTok at To Be Known Pod. The links will always be in the show notes down below. And with all of that being said, stay true to you. Bye.